Record.
Bah.
Bah. Blah, blah. I don't know what that is. Oh,
All right.
Okay.
We're normal. We're fine.
Yes. And 3, 2, 1. Good day and welcome to Two Girls, One Corset, the podcast where we dive deep into the world of period dramas, from bodice-ripping romance to scandalous court intrigue.
I'm Mags, your resident historical costumer, and I wouldn't say hopeless romantic.
You wouldn't say hopeless romantic.
No, not anymore. I don't feel like I am. I'm not hopeless.
Touché. Should we change it then?
No, that's fine.
Okay. And I'm Kaylin, a public historian and brand new Bridgerton fan. After devouring the first 2 seasons, I'm absolutely thrilled to dive into season 3, even though I've now been thrown off my groove.
And that's right. In this season, we'll explore new romances, tantalizing rivalries, and the ever-evolving world of the Bridgerton family and their friends.
So grab your corsets, brew yourself a lovely cuppa, and join us as we return to Regency-era England with Two Girls, One Corset. We'll dissect every historical detail, stunning costume, and juicy love scandal that Season 3 has to offer.
And with Kaylin bringing her insights from previous seasons, we're all set for another wild carriage ride throughout London high society.
Exactly, and I can't wait to share my thoughts on the new characters and storylines as they unfold. Let's get started.
I mean, speaking of wild carriage ride. Okay, I have been holding this inside now for a total of 10 minutes we've been on the phone, Galen.
I can't wait. Do tell.
So when I was editing the video that went up on social media about the parakeets, apparently my editing wasn't that quiet, and the rest of the people in my proximity heard it. And they wondered what was going on. And now at work, their favorite thing is to give suggestions as to how to get rid of the parakeets.
Oh my gosh.
One of the suggestions includes dressing up like a parakeet.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, Ida, Mags, what, the lore has gotten so beyond me now. What the? I mean, do they have any suggestions that will work? I'm desperate.
No, not really. It's mostly that they find it so funny. They're like, have your friends seen any parakeets? I'm like, no.
Oh my gosh, this is my legacy.
It's just, I'm sorry, you tried so hard with that whole history diva thing, but it's just not happening, Caitlin.
I know. I really tried to make my living as a history influencer and stuff, but
no, it's a parakeet influencer.
No, I will be selling merch soon. All the bodies of the taxidermy parakeets will be available in my shop, along with a picture of me with the terrible Tinder hunting photos where they have the deer and the rifles, because they're like, you'll feel safe with me, right? Here's a body of an animal I've killed, and you're like, oh, okay.
It's thank you, I don't feel safe.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations.
The bio says something like, I eat guns, I own my wife, and I'm married to my
Why are you on Tinder if you have a wife?
I'm not. I used to be on Mutual, though, back in the day, in Idaho, of all places, back in 2019. And boy, I tell you, Idaho is the place. 2019. Idaho is the place you're going to see those hunting and fishing pictures. Wow. Anyway, we should get to the plot. I'm just delaying because I didn't care about anything that happened.
Wait, this podcast is not about freaking parakeets?
It's about to be. Shall we talk about the skid mark instead?
I mean, he has changed name in this podcast now, again.
Yeah. And
I think we'll get to that because I'm just... yet another infuriating episode from the Bridgerton series.
I feel like this is what we're going to be saying for the rest of the series, to be honest. So don't get too... not the rest of series 3.
Oh, season 3, yeah.
I was about to say, they better not do me dirty with season 4. I have too much writing on this.
Yeah. Because they really surprised us with an amazing season that was season 2.
Oh my
So
gosh,
maybe I
yes.
don't know, but I don't know how much we had betting on season 2 though, because now
Yeah,
we have so much betting on season 3. You know what I mean? So are we gonna be
yeah.
disappointed?
Who knows, man?
Now you see,
We'll
I'd
see.
so much rather talk about anything other than season 3, episode 4, Old Friends.
Yes,
Um,
indeed. And
Here
it
we are.
starts off with both Philippa and Prudence strutting around, and they're just like, oh, Philippa's like, I might be with child, and she's like, I was sick all night, and Prudence is like, it's morning sickness, idiot. But they see Lady Featherington perched by the door, and they're all snooping to see what's going on, because Penelope is being called
As a
upon by Lord
certain.
Deblane, and he's
Woo.
giving her like a fern,
Yeah,
which
I
is
have a fern
super
like that. They're
cute.
so cute. I was
I
obsessed with that fern. I actually did take note of the fern, and I'm like, that is
Mhm.
such a good gift because that's gonna last, and it's
Mhm.
just cute.
And so it's
And
so cute because he's like, I've got it so you can enjoy nature from your window. So he's finding this beautiful blend of where their interests and passions align.
yeah,
And I love
honestly,
that.
he's such a good guy. He's such a good guy. He was done so dirty. He was done so
I
dirty in this
I
episode.
was honestly kind of giggling a bit whenever when he showed up with the plant. I was like, it's like definitely.
Well, yeah, Lady Featherington actually seems genuinely excited.
Mm-hmm.
Considering she was like so pissed about Penelope wanting to get a husband, like seeing this change in
Yeah.
her is pretty awesome. I'm like, yes, Lady Featherington. And it is
Mm-hmm.
also sort of healing something in Penelope, which is really cute to see throughout the episode.
Yeah, because it's nice to see her finally kind of get that motherly approval that it definitely seems like she hasn't been getting throughout her life,
Oh
which is
yeah.
unfortunate, but yeah. And
Yeah, no,
so,
it's really awesome and we're excited for now. Well, then as we are excited and happy, it cuts to Colin the not a single drop of sex appeal Bridgerton
mm-hmm.
sitting at his
And
desk reading his journal. I'm like, how self-absorbed do you have to be?
right, he's just like, I just wanted to relive the moments where I, talked about the brothels I frequented in Paris and stuff. And
Like, my dude.
he's the guy that
Wow.
goes back and like after he posts something online, he goes back and reads it, and he's just like, ha, ha, ha,
And then
excellent.
he's like the equivalent. I mean, I do that too though. Like I rewatch my stories.
Yeah, but you're funny.
Okay, thanks. So I'm
It's
not
okay. I
too
I
much
do
of a
the same.
Colin
To be
Bridgerton.
honest, I do the same thing too. But um, when I do it, it's because it's okay. When he
Yeah,
does it, I don't like it
it's creepy. I
because
mean, no, but it's kind of, okay, no. Here's what we can compare it to. Him watching his own porn.
oh my gosh.
Mm.
That's yeah. Ooh. Okay.
And he closes down Pornhub really fast when his mother knocks on the door.
Mm-hmm. It's like shutting the laptop real quick, like, Mom, don't come in here.
Honestly, shut up, Mom! Stop! And Violet like rocks up and she's like, "Yo, the Marquis Samadoni is coming over." And Colin's like, "Well, I will eat all the cookies." Boom.
So I better not,
Colin
and
and the
she's
Cookie
like,
Monster has a lot in common.
oh
They
my
sound
gosh.
exactly the same in my head.
Who would win in a fight between Colin and the Cookie Monster? My money is so on the Cookie Monster.
Oh
He would
yeah,
tear Colin to shreds.
yeah, we saw it. Like again,
It would be
it was Mr. Mondrick that
it would
killed
be
that tug of war with
carnage
the air balloon.
with Benedict in the background, basically on like a baby carrier on his back.
Honestly,
Benedict's just, Benedict's just like, I'm helping. Cool, go play with
it's
your
like
friends in the
I
corner,
was
baby.
there. Is but participation trophy for Benedict.
Just like, Mom, I helped. Good job, sweetie. Now go get your juice box. Anyway, but yeah, so Violet's just like, by the way, you asked me an interesting question about love turning into friendship. Do you have anything you want to tell me? And he's like, no, Mom, shut up. I'm no,
No, mom. Oh my
no,
gosh, let me go back to
no.
my wanking and my porn.
Yeah, leave so I can open my laptop again.
Go
And
away. Oh my god.
can you bring me some lotion and tissues, please? Anyway. I'm sorry, that was nasty.
Well, Benedict is giving flowers to his lover lady, and she's
this
capable
was
of telling
cute.
people off for overcharging her, and I'm like, heck yeah.
Oh
And
my
but
gosh, the
she's
love a
still
woman.
wearing. Honestly, this dress is just straight up ugly.
I gotta
It was
say,
some sort of burgundy energy. Like, if they just stuck with a color that was like a midnight blue, I would have been more here,
hmm
but it was just ugly.
I feel like they really dropped the ball on her wardrobe, which is unfortunate because I think they're trying to give off the vibe that she's like this darker, mysterious older woman and stuff. But like, you don't have to.
No, we
You
don't have to
can
have that
you can pull
literally
that
served to us.
you can pull that vibe like so much more indirectly and stuff because we already know from her demeanor that she's not a woman who like, you know, takes nonsense and stuff. But it's
No.
kind of cute because I'm getting the impression that this is the first time Benedict has actually like really kind of seriously done this because he's just sort of standing there kind of like, oh, and so she's
Yeah,
like,
and it's like, why are you giving me flowers when you can give me sex? Is essentially
yeah, it's, you
that
know,
whole
because he's like,
exchange.
I'm here to call on you. She's like, I don't want to be called upon. And then it cuts to them like making out in her room. So I'm like, she knows what she
Nice.
wants. Good for her. Honestly, yeah, nice. 10 out of
Nice.
10. That was I mean, the scenes that he was in were probably the sexiest ones in this episode, even though we get the full on
The
carriage
thing is,
scene later.
the pairing between the two, I don't like it. Like in the last
I don't
episode when they were
either.
dancing, I did not like that she was feeling him up all over in like a public space because
It does
like I
feel
don't feel
almost a
secondhand
little,
embarrassment. Like it takes me a lot to feel embarrassed, but it almost made me feel embarrassed. I was like, bruh.
yeah. I mean, to be honest, the bar was low in terms of the sex appeal for this episode, so I feel like this was like relatively closer, but still, like, I don't know. To be honest, most of the sex appeal I think came from like just the sweet moments between I mean, spoilers for later in the episode, but y'all probably know
I mean,
already
hopefully
between
our
Kilmartin and
listeners, this is
Francesca.
not the first
But
they're
yeah,
hearing of it.
yeah, no. If this is
Sorry.
I'm sorry, but if your first exposure to Bridgerton is through us, I'm sorry, man. Like,
It's like, what are you doing here?
yeah,
Come back in a bit.
yeah, but no, yeah, it does feel a little predatory in some way. Not totally predatory. I don't know. I just don't
No,
feel it.
it's the public. I mean, okay, so I'm one to make out in a club, but it's just like understanding the society. Obviously, I can never understand the society because I haven't lived in it,
Yeah.
but to the extent that I do understand the time that was the Regency, like
Mm-hmm.
and
Like
it's
that
just like
wouldn't.
not romantic. Like for me, absolutely the heck not. It's
No,
not romantic.
no. Yeah. I don't
Big
know.
no. Big no.
Yeah, I feel like that was the general consensus with that character, but I feel like it's a shame because that could have been handled in a really interesting way.
And she does give a little bit of a pick me girl energy,
A bit.
but a little bit. But then I guess it's like we're seeing like a more mature character than it's not like a mature character, but she's like
Yeah.
not old. She's probably like our age, let's be real.
Yeah, she's 27 in the show or whatever, but
You're like,
I'm just like, does that mean I have a chance? No kidding.
oh my gosh, yeah, he's into older women. You're an older
Yeah,
woman,
just
Kaylin.
I know. I know. To be honest, it sounds bad. I was like thinking the other day, I was just like, remember when I was 19? Where did my youth go? I was thinking about this the other
Honestly.
day, and I was just like, oh my goodness, I am now in the late 20s. This is scary. Like,
I
what?
know.
Where's the time gone? I am withering away. But
I
because it's so
totally
funny
forgot
when
that I'm in my late 20s because I was just got used to say mid 20s and now suddenly it's
mhm.
late 20s. Ah,
when the funny thing is when I was 19, I had a panic attack in the middle of my English literature class because I was like, if I turn 19 and you calculate that by 4, that's a good age to die at. I am dying. I
I
was so
mean,
scared.
that is a bit silly to have a panic attack at 19 over that, honestly, because I feel like you had quite a bit of time left.
I
Even if
know,
you do
cause
calculate, but
now I'm so much more laissez-faire where I'm just like, God will take me when he's ready.
Jesus, take the wheel.
Take it from my I was gonna say hands, but then I was like,
Hands. I
mortal
think it's hands.
coil. It is hands,
Yeah.
but I was trying to come up with a clever quote again. Anyway, let's move past this.
You were trying to be clever. Oh my god.
My
Don't strain yourself.
my youth is fleeting. We cannot waste time on this. I have to go before I croak at the end of this episode.
Well, honestly, that is exactly what Marcus is thinking when he's like in London trying to like, ooh, romance some chicks. And Marcus is laughing, but Lady Danbury doesn't seem amused as they're sitting by a tea table. She's
Even
like,
though his
please get out
servants
of
are
here.
busting up at the joke, and she's just like,
She's like, die
I don't
painfully.
find you funny. We got ourselves a comedian over here.
Honestly.
And
Tell
yeah.
another one. But it seems like he was a bit of a rake when they were younger, and Lady Danbury's like telling him off. Like, you can meet as many ladies as you like, but
Yeah.
like, screw you. I don't want you to meet my friend Violet
Mm-hmm.
because she's
And
my friend. Which is like, I can imagine as siblings like that is kind of a funny interaction. I don't
yeah,
know.
I don't know. I've never like totally been in that particular situation before where it's been a legitimate threat. It's literally only ever been Instagram DMs where people have been like, "Is your brother single?"
Yeah.
And I've had to like get a spray bottle and be like, "Get away."
I mean, you should post just the ugliest pictures you can find of him. I feel like that is the vibe you need to do.
I
Because the
guess I
problem is,
gotta.
Caitlin, is you're posting really hot pictures of your brother.
Well, you know what? My brother is a good-looking man. He doesn't take that
He
many bad photos. I got to do the fisheye photo of him actually. That's a good one. But the thing is, I have a good defense now. He's dating someone, so I can be like, "Haha, he is not available. Get back, women, get back."
get back, wench, get back.
Beat the ladies off with a stick. Back, woman, back. Anyway, so the queen is reading Lady Whistledown, and
She looks so
Brimsley.
lush, though. That
She
whole
does.
scene was so funny, though.
I adore Brimsley because Brimsley in the back is asking questions. She's like, "You can read from all the way back there." He's like, "I've done it with years of practice."
I mean, okay, but also can we talk about the fact that in the foreground there was a servant making a Pomeranian jump a hula hoop?
Yes, I was obsessed. I would love to be cast as an extra where I just hold one of the Pomeranians and wear a big fancy like robe a la Anglais.
I mean, you could just, I'd also be that servant playing with a dog. That'd be so sick.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I'd beat the dog.
What?
It's the dog in me.
Did you
It's
say
one of
you'd
those.
beat? I thought you said you'd beat the dog, and I was like, Ida,
No!
Mags. I was so concerned. I was like, this is the last episode of Two Girls, One Corset. I will not be talking to Mags anymore. Someone get Sarah McLachlan on the phone right now because every day there's an animal that is put in the wrong hands of someone.
Being put in the hands of me.
In the arms of the angel.
I am the angel of death.
A Pomeranian hates to see Mags coming. Okay, so
Get out of here, you little bitch.
Yeah. So the queen decides that she's going to host a gathering, and Brimsley says that it'll be a good opportunity to make a match for Francesca. And so the queen is like, "Ha ha ha ha, you read me too well. Take another step back." And then
Get out of here.
I adore Brimsley. Anyway, so we cut back to the Bridgertons excitingly waiting for Lord Samadani to come and call upon Francesca. And they have made a special millefeuille for Lord Samadani. And they hear that a caller is coming, and so they're all eagerly awaiting. And it is not Lord Samadani,
But
it
Harrison's
is.
did not get the memo.
Yep. And he introduces himself to Francesca for the first time as Lord Kilmartin. And Francesca is very excited about
it was
this.
John Sterling, Lord Kilmartin.
Oh,
and I'm like,
right. Got to get the full thing. But what I love too is before they realize who it is, he's like, "I'm here to call upon one of your daughters," and Eloise immediately like goes to step behind Gregory.
like, no, I'm
She's like,
good.
Yeah, you do not perceive me. Have you witnessed me? No, you have not. Anyway.
I mean, I feel that. It was really funny.
They asked to sit, he asked to sit with Francesca for a moment, and she's like, "I would like that." And they sit in silence together.
Like, rewatching this season, because I haven't rewatched it before, but, like, knowing what happens, it infuriates me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm now seeing the compet.
Mm-hmm.
She's found a man that she can obsess over who will not tell her to do anything, and she's like, nice, that's the one. Yeah. Like, they have nothing real, like, no 9 no.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just so like obvious to me that she just is kind of like in need of an escape.
Yeah, and that's him because he's shutting up and he doesn't seem to really crave
Yeah.
anything from her. And she's like, "Sweet, I'm gonna stick with that."
Yeah, so I feel bad for her. I kind of feel bad for both of them. That they're just sort of in a position where they're like, all right, this is what we got to do. But everybody's just watching baffled because they're like, they're not talking to each other. What?
Yeah, which is funny for the Bridgerton family because they are like famously a loud family, right? So that is a little bit funny that they're just baffled by this. But yeah,
Yeah.
anyways,
So eventually
Lord,
Samadani shows up.
yeah, and Francesca and Kilmartin are broken up and they're like leave each other. But yeah, anyways, I feel like it is a problematic pairing this because there is no communication.
Yeah,
I
because
don't know.
It's one
'Cause
thing
I'm
if
a
they had like
yapper, but still.
established. Yeah, because I yap too, but like Sean and I are like we'll constantly have moments where we'll talk and we just can't get enough of talking to each other. But we also love just to like sit on the couch and like read books next to each
Yeah,
other.
but how many words have these two exchanged to each other?
Like probably 6. That's the thing. If you can establish
Exactly.
that moment of peace later in the, like later after having conversation, if you can establish that comfort with
Yeah.
each other in a more like substantial way, then that would feel more romantic to me.
Yeah.
But it just feels awkward.
Yeah. It does. And again, it's not to spoil anything, but yeah, definitely compet.
For show. But yes,
For
then Lord
show.
Samadani shows up, and that's when Lord Kilmartin takes his leave. And so you can tell Francesca is like not super excited, but it's so funny because like Samadani comes in and just sort of like says some polite stuff, and Hyacinth is like, wow.
Wow.
Wow. I love Hyacinth.
Hyacinth, yeah, I can't wait for her season. I can't even remember what happens in her book.
That's the one book I haven't, or the one story I haven't heard anything about yet.
Have you heard about Gregory's story?
I've heard vaguely what it's about.
Honestly, I don't know. They all kind of suck in a way. I am not super impressed with the writing of our dear Julia Quinn. But here we are. Anyways, hi.
Yes. Anywho.
The Mondrakes are talking about the club, and Mrs. Mondrake thinks that they should probably quit the club, but he is being more stubborn, and I feel like this is a very undeveloped plotline because all they keep saying is that, oh, you should just quit the club, you should just quit the club, and this, like, I feel like it's not really amounting to anything.
No, not really, especially, like, it seems kind of like it seems like the club was always sort of like a background plot to begin with anyway, where it wasn't really that big of a deal. So
yeah, I feel like if it doesn't really matter to the plot if we cut out the club entirely.
No,
like,
honestly,
it doesn't affect anything else.
Yeah, that's the thing. So so he's determined that he's going to keep it, and she's like, okay, I guess. But we meet, there's a gentleman named Lord Fuller who has been collecting a massive collection of books. Collecting a massive collection. Yeah, great job, Kay. Anyway, since 1790, and he's showing it off to everybody in town, and so people are looking through and admiring it.
Yeah, which is like pretty awesome thing, I guess. But like no one else except for Penelope and Lord Devling is there for the actual books. Let's establish that.
Honestly, I'm gonna hold a party like that to show off the pins that I've bought from different places. I'll be like, and this one here says certified member of the Silly Goose Association.
Honestly.
This one here is a misshapen star that says "Your did it." This one here is a dog. This one here is a dog drinking a cup of tea in the middle of flames, saying, "This is fine."
Honestly, I can't wait for this collection. Take me there.
I'm gonna be honest. It's a very good collection.
It's what we're doing on Saturday. It's just sitting watching you, bringing up your greatest hits.
Just you and Sean sitting down, politely clapping. Just
oh, and Amelia. Amelia will be there too.
Oh, Amelia and Abs. Yep.
Yeah. We'll all just sit and have
she's like,
look at you lovingly as you bring out all your greatest hits.
Oh yeah, I have some gems, and this one I received at the age of 9 for having good attendance in the 4th grade.
Wow.
It was not perfect attendance, though, because my family and I took a trip to go to California.
Oh,
And
man.
it ruined my streak, so I did not get the gold pin.
Oh.
Like,
Well,
what
I'll
was
be
I
really
doing?
invested.
Spending precious time with my grandmother? My grandmother would understand. Anyway, so they're looking at the
But
books.
yeah, Lady Featherington is trying to sell Penelope by being like, "Oh, she doesn't understand anything. Lord Debling, tell her how things work."
Yeah,
Which is
LOL.
obviously not the
What's a
vibe, but
book?
hey
I
ho.
don't know what this is. And it's so funny because Lord Debling, you can tell he immediately is sort of sniffing what Lady Featherington is doing, and he's not
Yeah.
really about that. He's like, just, let's talk about it. And it's sweet
Yeah.
because they're looking over, the book together. She's picked a book about his passage that
Yeah.
he's looking to explore, and it's sweet to like, see them kind of bond in that way. But of course, like, freaking Colin has to show up and look at them from the corner. The skid mark
Colin,
Bridgerton.
get out of here. Colin the no sex appeal skid mark Bridgerton.
And he's just like, oh, and so Francesca is there with Lord Samadani, and she's like not really vibing. And it's, he says he's got a collection of over 1,000 books, which I'm like, oh, that's cool. And Eloise is immediately like, yeah, because books love to be collected. And I was like, shut up.
Eloise, go away.
Shut up.
Go somewhere, Eloise.
And then she does go somewhere. She goes over to Cressida, and Cressida is lamenting over the fact that her father is probably going to wed her off to one of her old friends, or to one of his old friends, which is a cause for concern. I would not want to be in that situation either. And Eloise proceeds to make a joke about it. She's like, oh, it sounds like German literature. Like, read the room.
Read the room.
Now,
I mean, I guess, what do you say to that, though? I don't know if she's, like, trying to lighten it. In her defense.
I guess so.
In her defense.
I'd be like, well, maybe one of them will have a heart condition and pass away.
Maybe you'll become a millionaire. Well, Lord Debling is explaining to Penelope how he wants it to work. He's like, yo, so my wife take care of my estate and I'm gonna be gone, but like whatever you do, that's up to you. Sounds good? Yeah. And it is actually so cute because they're having like a conversation about him asking for her hand without actually mentioning it. And because she's talking about how her favorite books are like love stories. And he's like, is there a love story where this and this happens, where the wife looks after the estate, but we slowly fall in love and life will be pretty good? And she's like, well, I don't know, maybe you should write it. Just
like you'll have to read the book or something.
Yeah,
like,
and then he's like, oh, would that said, dude, ask your mother for your hand in marriage? And she's like, maybe. Why don't you find out? It's so cute.
I was literally kind of like giggling a bit during this. I was just like, oh my gosh, she's so cute. But of course, we're not meant to like this because we keep flashing over to Colin.
Yeah, and who's being
all of his gross friends.
He's like, you know what? I have a call I need to make, and I need to go call in on the prostitutes because I have no sex appeal. I can't get laid unless I pay for it.
It's just, I don't get it.
I don't get it.
What are we supposed to get from this? And it's like gross too because, the two girls are like,
he can't get it up.
He's like, I'm not feeling it. So she's like, well, you've already paid. Why don't you watch? And so
again, we're back to Pornhub because instead he's like sitting watching these two women.
It's not. Nothing about this is sexy. Nothing. And I know it's supposed to be like, oh, but it's because he wants Penelope, that he wants to give up the life and everything. But it's like, okay, again, you can establish sex appeal in so many other ways.
Not like that.
Because it don't work.
Was this written by man? Probably.
It could be. Who knows?
It's written by man. Violet and Francesca are walking to Marquis Samadani, and they run into Lord Kilmartin, and they have a very socially awkward interaction. He doesn't seem very interested because he's like listening to the music in the street, and Francesca's like, I don't like the music. I don't know, whatever. And then it
I
doesn't
will
read
say,
right. I understand why Francesca would misinterpret this because suddenly he just runs away. But honestly, I feel like it was just like an unnecessary remark from Francesca. So like whatever, I would run off too. I'm like, okay, weirdo, bye.
yeah, but I will say in her defense, I can sometimes like so it would drive me crazy when I would like listen to the radio in the car a lot where like some stations would pitch the music up just slightly from what the original would be, and that would drive me bonkers, and it would always seem like nobody else would hear it. I would be like, "Mom, this like, Sugar by Maroon 5 is like higher pitched on this station." And she's like, "What are you talking about?" And I'm like, "No, Mom, listen, it sounds weird. I'm telling you." And no one believes me.
Well, it must be hard to be you and Abs, I guess, because I feel
Oh
like
my
this is
gosh.
something that Abs would.
Abs would understand. Abs would get it.
I mean, okay, I kind of get it. If it's like the buskers in the tube,
Mhm.
like I swear they could play any song, I would absolutely hate it.
Touche.
Cause
Like,
the resonance and everything, like it's just like the echo. It's the worst.
yeah, and usually when I'm on the tube, I'm like, destination in mind. Let's go. I got places to be. So,
Exactly. So
not
like, okay,
not really in
okay,
the mood.
fine, I understand that. But then if someone was like, "Oh my gosh, I really like this," and let's be real, it wasn't that bad and it wasn't that annoying. But at least
Mhm.
in my opinion, and I just read it as kind of bratish. And if Kilmartin just ran off, like these two are so socially inequipped
Mhm.
that it's like, okay, fine.
Yeah, I know they're supposed to be like, look, they're charming and cute in their own quirky little way, but it just kind of reads as uncomfortable.
Yeah. And I don't think
Let's
this is the
see.
actor's fault. I feel like this is more the writing.
I completely believe so. I believe that the way their characters were written have been portrayed well by the actors, concerning like what they like the material they had to work with. So,
I think it is the material, honestly. Well, either way, for the first time we
mhm.
get to see the inside of the Cowper residence, and it is super sterile, and it is also compared to a mausoleum, which I would
it's
say so. It's very
it's very
Greek and
dark.
antique. There's
Hmm.
absolutely no one there except for Lady Cressida and Lady Cowper and Cressida. And then suddenly Eloise rocks up, and they're all excited because it's calling time, so they think it's a gentleman here to court Cressida. But alas, it's not.
Hmm.
It's just Eloise. Which I also would be very
Yes.
disappointed if Eloise rocked up.
Yeah. I mean, I don't. So it's awkward too because Eloise shows up and Cressida is just like, you know, I'm not doing too well. Things aren't going great. And then Lord Cowper shows up and he's like, "Excuse me, let me speak to my daughter." And then she hears very distinctly from the other room, like, "You are not to be seen with that Bridgerton girl ever again."
But you know what? I get that a little bit.
Which,
Because,
yeah,
like,
because
Cressida is already a really hard person to match up with anyone because she's really mean. But then on top of that, like,
yeah,
she's hanging out with Eloise, who is,
who's not a good influence in terms of being like, "Oh, but you should just be a spinster because
yeah, no.
rebellion."
Because it's cool.
Yeah,
Whatever. Like, Eloise,
because
calm down. People are closing their accounts at the club, and I don't know. I don't feel anything. Colin and the lads are talking about their grand tour and the women they fucked, and I'm
ugh.
like, this is.
Cause like it's gross and it's also very much like
Unnecessary.
insert body character number one or whatnot that is supposed to bring out, Colin's characterization. And Colin's supposed to be like, guys, what about monogamy? And people are like, oh, you're boring. And he's like, do you not find this life lonely?
It's just really gross. Um, yeah. Well, Colin also brags about people he slept with, and he's like, "Well, you can't ask." Like he's, why are you mewing? Stop mewing.
I know he does it in like every scene where
I swear.
he's just like, oh, I slept at the Contessa.
I'm like, okay, congratulations. No one cares.
Yeah. Okay.
Like,
Goodbye.
okay, man. Okay.
Bye-bye.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Anywho. But yeah, so then Colin goes and collapses onto his bed. And we see
Because
Penelope.
he's had a hard, long day of being a little bitch.
A hard, long day of not wiping.
It's starting to really smell. It's concerning.
Ugh.
It hurts a little bit down there.
Ew, you're not wrong. Oh gosh.
Well,
Anywho, so
Penelope runs into Lord Dabbling in the hallway of her own house, and she's like, "What?" And then she like directly walks into her mother, and she's like, "What happened?" And then she's like, "He asked you to ask for your hand in marriage," and everyone's like, "Yay!"
and Penelope is just like a bit hesitant about it, and her
But
mother clocks this
you know what? They haven't
immediately.
known each other that long. But then
Yeah.
again, like this is a really good offer, and again, Penelope
Oh
is the
yeah.
one who's like, "No one will marry me because I'm a little bit of a wet rag," and everyone's like, "Yeah, yeah, you are." No, but she's told that she will manage her own estate, and it's honestly really awesome. Like, give me that title
Mm-hmm.
right now.
Like
I'd love
pretty
that.
sweet deal. Yeah.
And honestly, like what Lady Featherington is saying is supposed to come off as kind of like rude, but for me, it's like, yeah, no, you're not wrong, lady.
Honestly,
She says two
yeah.
quotes, and I'm like, yes. Do not become greedy in your success.
Mm-hmm. And
Mm-hmm.
then you know it
And
is romantic security.
yes, that's also what I wrote, and I just wrote preach afterwards because
Honestly,
correct.
yes.
Well, Colin is staying home from the ball because he is behaving like a big man child. Surprise, surprise. He's like, I don't feel like it. And Violet says that, oh, you have always been one of my most sensitive children. And I'm like, bro.
Yeah, because he's a little.
Oh, you live your life solely only to please others.
And I was like, you've been on 3 study abroads. No, you have
I'm
not.
like, ha ha ha, tell another one.
And I'm just like, where is this?
Where?
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 I do
It's
not
like, yeah,
see
he's
it.
been on like 3 abroad trips. He is sleeping with prostitutes, which is like peak selfishness.
Yeah.
Because you're only paying for your own satisfaction there.
Yeah. Like it does not work. I'm like I am not accepting what it is that you're trying to feed to me. I don't buy this. Here is the receipt, take it back. I don't even know how you managed to sell this to me in the first place because I didn't want it. But
no, I want my money back. Netflix, what the hell?
Yeah, please. Anyway, so
and it's also so funny because like we don't see that. We have to have Violet tell us.
Yeah, and that doesn't work. And they have tried to and they tried to do a similar thing too. And Penelope was like, "Your eyes shine brighter when you are kind," and it's like, oh, again, when does that happen? I should love to see it.
Yeah, no.
But alas, I do not see it.
We do not see it. Like, the thing is, like, I walked in and it was, like, low-key hoping that they would make Colin a somewhat likable character.
Mm-hmm.
Yet they have not. Either way, there's a ballet at the ball that they're attending, and I wrote here, spandex, question mark? Because that's surely what the people are wearing, the ballet dancers. I'm like, what?
Yeah. I was just like, these are some very polyester looking dance outfits.
Yeah, did you know that in Regency time they didn't wear corsets, they wore Spanx.
They wore Skims by Kim Kardashian.
Yeah, obviously.
And then the queen is sitting there, she's like, maybe my love performance will inspire my lovers tonight. There shall be matches made in heaven.
And the queen has a freaking automatic swan in her wig.
Yes.
Which is still
cool.
Not the least believable. The least believable is the Spanx.
Yes. Absolutely.
Well, Lord Dabbling fetches Penelope for a dance. I'm like, yeah, nice.
Oh, I love Lord Dabbling. I love him so
Lord
much.
D has my heart.
Yes. And then, meanwhile, Francesca...
Oh,
that's all right.
Did you hear that?
I heard
that was a monster burp.
like I did last week. I'm so glad you cut that out of the podcast. It was
No,
too
it's because I
chaotic.
couldn't hear it. I was like trying to hear it. I couldn't hear it for some
Really?
reason.
Oh my gosh, I could totally hear it. It was super loud. I mean, dear listeners, no, I did not burp on the podcast, and there is no proof that I ever did. Um, Anywho, so Francesca's dancing with Lord Samadani, and Violet's watching nervously from the corner, and that's when Lady Danbury's brother Marcus comes up and offers her a snack, and she's like, "No, I have no appetite," and I'm like, "What's that like?"
Do tell, Violet. What's that like?
Yeah. Aside from the time that I was so stressed I didn't eat for like a week with the visa stuff, but Ida helps feed me to get me through it. But
Oh yeah.
they're talking about the differences between the countryside and the city and how there's so much to do in the countryside, but yet there's like it's hard to occupy themselves in the city, which I'm like, that seems like it should be reversed, but okay. And
Honestly, yeah. Like, have you ever been to karaoke, Violet? Like, come on, girl.
yeah, like you never been to, an arcade bar? Like, okay.
Come on.
Yeah, lots of things to do. And so she's talking about how people navigate themselves through society and how Lady Danbury helps to move those people. And he is surprised because he's like, "Oh, my sister is involved with this stuff." And she's like, "Oh, wow, you don't know your sister at all. That's kind of crazy."
Yeah, because Lady Danbury is a force in society, and
Oh,
it does something
100%.
of it. She's so funny. I love her. Well,
Absolutely.
Benedict speaks to Lady Arnold and the drunk people. I honestly blacked
Yeah,
out
there's
a little
like
bit
an
because
older
again I
couple.
thought her dress was pretty ugly. I'm like, ugh.
Yeah. It was funny though because they're just like, "Did you enjoy the dance?" He's like, "Yes, I believe I may have missed my calling," which I think was funny.
Yeah, that was
It's
actually
just
really funny. I'm not really
it was
sure,
nice to see
like,
Benedict actually being like in his character as usual, but
yeah, it's like back to programming as usual.
yeah. But, we get some little ha winky winky conversations where they're just like, "Oh, he should have worn more clothes and stuff," and they're like both looking at each other, just like, "Yeah, because we had sex together before." And then she's just like, "If there's one thing I can't abide, it's like, being unclothed," and they're like, but
Okay, I did not pay attention to that because I do not remember
no, because I remember the funny thing is I was watching. I watched half of this during my lunch break, and then the other half when I was coming back. And this was coming up right when I was like walking back from the station, and I was tapping out, and I was like, I am so uncomfortable. This conversation is so uncomfortable.
that.
Cause then I got on the bus, and I was like, "Thank you, driver." Okay.
Well, Cressida is what's Cressida doing? She is defying her father and talking to Eloise. I don't know. And Colin is brooding in his office, and has a flashback to him cutting himself and Penelope helping him, and he decides to go to the ball last minute.
Which I had a thought. I was like, if he falls in love with somebody just for being tended to, like, just for having a wound bandaged, imagine if he were to, like, go get a vaccine or, like, his blood drawn for a test or something, and then the nurse is like, "Okay, here's a plaster," and he's like, "I love you." And
Honestly,
she's like, okay. Anywho, that's basically kind of what it feels like.
she like
But,
rings the bell like, get out, get out, get out, help.
yep. Bye.
Bye. Well, communication. Francesca runs into Kilmartin, and she's asking that they just stay quiet and hang out, and I'm like, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Weird, but okay.
Yeah.
And Francesca is like, oh no, and Kilmartin, oh no, he rewrote the music. That's what he did. Sorry, I remember now.
Yeah, no, it's okay. That's right, because he gives her the scroll of paper, and he's like, "I don't have a lot of words. The ones I do have, like, aren't good, but I'm gonna let my actions speak for me." And so she gets a thing of paper, and it is cute. Honestly, I thought this was cute. But so Samadani's coming over with some lemonade, and she doesn't accept the glass. She's just like, "I need to go home right now immediately."
No,
and the Queen and Brimsley are watching this, and they're like, "She didn't take the lemonade! Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh!" It's so funny. They keep talking about the lemonade. They're just like, "He's left the lemonade with Lord Samadani. There's no lemon." which I just found that funny because I mean, of course, like the significance of like that etiquette wise is big, but just for them to be like, it was just kind of funny to me.
I can't wait for the William Hansen etiquette guide on this.
Yeah. What to do when you've been jilted in a ballroom.
Honestly, I can't wait. Well,
Get
Penelope is dancing with Lord Doubling and asks if he can ever fall in love with her, and she asks if she could ever fall in love with him, and she says that he says that he potentially could fall in love with her. But you know what? Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah.
And Eloise is having a feminist rant on the sideline as Cressida is like watching them dancing. And then Colin, the no social skills Bridgerton, interrupts the dance that Penelope is having with Lord Dabbling, and Penelope is rightfully so pissed off about this.
Yeah, because this is really not okay.
This is not okay. In what universe? Like, that is incredibly rude.
Super rude.
And, yeah. And he should have taken, like, a leaf out of the friend of the podcast, Thomas from Ghost, and just dueled the shit out of Colin, and we could have had a funeral for Colin.
That would be a freaking rager, could you imagine?
That would be so good. That would be such a rager.
I'd bring glow sticks.
Well, he's trying to convince her not to marry him, which is just, like, so gross, because, like, this is something, like, she wanted, that was her goal, and you're just like, don't do it. Don't do it. And Cressida snaps up Lord Doubling and dances with him.
And then she drops some very pointed tips about how Penelope would always look out the window and like loved being, you know, across the street from the Bridgertons and stuff, and how they're inseparable. And so he's putting two and two together, and he's like, she says that she always reads by that window, so something is amuck, something is.
I feel like this is a very strong jump for him, and it doesn't seem very in character.
No, he doesn't seem like the jealous type.
It feels a bit like they had to get rid of him, so they did that.
Yeah. They made him too likable a character, and they were like, oh shoot, now we have to like get rid of him somehow. And I'm like, I miss him.
Yeah.
Mags, I miss him.
I know, me too.
Because after the conversation with Cressida, Penelope, you know, is telling Colin that, you know, she's going to accept Debling's proposal. And then later Penelope goes to Debling and she's like, I'm so sorry for the interruption and stuff, but she's like, can we talk about what we were going to talk about? And he's like, no, because I've noticed you were always looking for somebody when we were out and about, and I now realize that you're actually in love with him. And she's like, I don't know what you're talking about. And he's like, I just hope you can be happy. I hope you find what it is that you're looking for. And he withdraws like so gracefully. He's so nice about it. He's just like, you know, he clearly isn't like bitter or like bearing ill will against her. He's such a gentleman about it, and it just makes me love him all the more.
I mean, it does feel so out of character. He deserves better, of course. But it does, like, I can't be with someone who has affections elsewhere. And I'm just like, bruh.
Yeah, especially when he was just like, oh, but I can't develop affections for, you know, for you, or like, you know, my heart is too much drawn towards my passions that there's no room in my heart for you. Like, it, for him to like kind of get jealous like that, it just,
yeah, that it does feel a bit, and especially when she's like, I like romance novels.
Yeah, especially when, because there were so many instances where they had like chemistry and flirtations together, and the way he was like kind of flirting with her like through the guise of a romance novel, or like when they first meet and he's like, why do I feel like you know how to make men wither or something. Like, there was something there, even if it
yeah, it was, I hated, and also like the fact that they never bring him up again.
Yeah, he disappears, even though they were talking all season about how he wanted to find a wife. Yeah. So like, again, Cressida was right there, but we can't think too logically about this.
No, it doesn't matter. I guess. Well, R.I.P.
Rip to my boy F in the chat.
Yeah, and Penelope
Pour
leaves
one out.
Hampton Court, and
Mhm.
Colin seems all offended and he runs after for whatever reason. And Francesca is all happy because Kilmartin had the music rearranged exactly how she had imagined it, but even better.
Which is a cute gesture, I'm not gonna lie. Because she looks genuinely very happy.
She does. It is cute, but also just like, okay, sure.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Sure, okay.
This episode
Sure,
is...
Dan.
is...
Yeah. Meanwhile, Benedict and Lady Arnold are getting groovy in a side room somewhere. Either that or maybe they left together. I don't know. It didn't make it clear.
Wah, 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 wow. I've been feeling
really trying, baby. Trying to hold back through
the
storm.
Colin catches up with the carriage and he gets in and he refuses to let Penelope marry Lord Debling. And Penelope's begging Colin, like, just fucking leave me alone, mate.
Yeah.
And he's
and
like,
his reasons, he's like, oh, he's too particular and he's going away and he's just not right for you and stuff. And he's just like, freaking vegetarian, you know?
Oh, he's so toxic. I hate Colin.
It's, oh my gosh, it drives me freaking nuts because the thing that really, gets me about this is because she's like, I want to just ride home in silence and stuff. And I hate the way he phrased this. He's just like, well, what if I did have feelings for you? And I hate this because he's still trying to protect himself, because if she were to be like, no, I don't.
Ugh.
Yeah. Then he could just be like, LOL, psych, I didn't, So he's literally pulling a LOL, JK, unless.
Yeah.
And Penelope deserves better than that. You deserve somebody who's just like, I feel that way about you, and I am certain of that.
No, I just don't like this entire scene. And also how those carriages are not stable. So what is coming up after is just like, oh yeah, and also he's like also saying stuff like, suddenly he has spent such a long time trying to be what society is expecting him to be. What?
Society expected you to solicit prostitutes, really?
Yeah, society expected you to get syphilis. I mean, but no, if you're a third son, you're supposed to go into like the not monastery, was it? Like priesthood. Like,
yeah.
You doing jack shit, mate.
Yeah, because you have the heir, the spare, and the church boy.
Ugh. Yeah, and also friggin' Mr. Worldwide is playing, which is just funny. Like, it's hilarious.
It's genuinely so funny. I would have given anything for like the cover to just be the same, but you just have Pitbull at random intervals go, Mr. Worldwide. It would, because at some point, she's just like, Colin, we're friends, and he's like, okay, never mind then, I'm sorry. And she's like, but I want to be more than friends. Mr. Worldwide. Miami.
It's so funny.
Yeah, and so then they proceed to so Sean hasn't watched this part of the season yet. He's only like an episode into season 3 or so from when we last watched it. But he was asking about like what happens between Penelope and Colin, and I joked at one point, I was like, yeah, he like, got to like third base in a carriage, and he was like, wait, he finger blasted her? And I was like, yeah. And he was like, what are they, 15? And I was like, what? And he was like, you expect me to believe that after all the stuff that Anthony did for Kate, that this is what we get? And I was like, I didn't realize you were going to have such strong feelings on this. And he was like, come on. He's like, be a real man and use your mouth.
It's lame.
Yeah.
And I just couldn't, I just wrote here in my notes, like, I don't want to write about this scene. I have nothing to say.
To be honest, I hung a frame on my wall during this scene. Because I just got back from work.
It just felt so long and so, I don't know. Like, I feel like in other seasons, they've done, like, so many snap cuts between, like, different feelings and emotions.
Yeah.
For the characters. But here
this was very drawn out.
it feel very much the male gaze and not the women's female gaze, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and yeah, no, it was uncomfy. Also, she's definitely not wearing stockings, which ticked me off.
I mean, she was also wearing sparkly ballerinas.
Acrylics, yeah. And false lashes. So I guess I shouldn't be too picky, but I'm like, come on.
Again,
stockings add so much sex appeal. Yeah, with the garter belt.
Is that what I'm getting? Abs?
Ooh.
Just for funsies, you know?
Well, I've been thinking about what I'm gonna get Sean for that minuet ball. And it's going to be 100% just servicing my own gaze. So if you know where to get me a nice, like, I want to get a,
oh my
a
gosh,
nice
you're
linen
so right.
long
Abs
shirt.
is coming. I don't care because Abs is like, I don't know if I want to go to the minuet, and I'm like, yes, you do. And Abs is like, I don't know because they've been kind of like a little bit sad, which is fine, you know. But I'm like, bruh, no, you're coming with because this is for me. I will go climbing with you. You're getting dressed as an 18th century non-binary blob for a night, whether you'd like to or not.
I know I need to decide how I'm going to dress up Sean and what my budget will be for this because I want to... This is going to be 100% self-serving. I'm going to make Sean look so good, but...
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to get that boy in a cravat and I'm going to be like, I can't wait to marry you someday.
Oh, in a stock. Anyway. In a stock.
Oh, my... I want to marry that man so much, and I fear if I see him in a stock and cravat, I'm going to... We're not even going to make it to the ball. I'm going to drag him to the... I know what... I think the city hall is somewhere nearby.
No, it's not in Bath, babe.
Oh, it's not? Okay.
No, it's outside of Bath.
Oh, right. Okay. Well, anyways, that's just me saying that I like my boyfriend, but...
Yeah. Well, they arrive finally at the Bridgerton house. They put us out of our misery, finally, and Colin decides that Penelope is going to marry him.
Because... she's just like, what are we doing here? He's like, you're coming inside. And she's like, why? And he's like, are you gonna marry me or not, Penelope Featherington?
No.
And she's just like, okay.
Sure. Alright, well, we're reading this scene because we're gonna read the scene before they have sex and it gets really awkward.
Okay, who's gonna play what?
Oh, you know that I have my role here.
You're right.
I should have been cast to play season. Colin Bridgerton because I would have made this a comedy spectacular.
Oh my gosh, I would have paid so much money to see you and your like drag do up and stuff. You would be so
Please. Good. I beg you.
Honestly, you would treat Penelope better. You'd be a better boyfriend than Colin Bridgerton.
Oh my gosh. Well,
I could be a better boyfriend than him. All right. Okay. Lights, camera, action, baby. Let's go.
Okay, everyone. Getting into character.
I need to
feel a bit diarrhea. Like I have diarrhea and I have to go to the bathroom real bad.
But you can't wipe. And I'm gonna need to try so hard not to laugh at what is about to come from your end of the mic. So
yeah, honestly, okay.
All right, go for it.
Action. I need to know, did he propose?
It is odd. When I asked for your help in finding... Oh my gosh, I can't do the accent. Okay. It is odd. When I asked for your help in finding a husband, I did not realize that also meant that you might try to deny me one as well.
It is my business, because I care about you. You cannot marry that man. You believe him, and he's too particular, and he's just not right for you, Pen.
He did not propose. In fact, he rejected me because of you. The scene you caused led him to believe that you have feelings for me. An idea so preposterous I do not even know what to do besides laugh. Now will you please let us ride home in silence and leave me alone?
I cannot.
Please.
I cannot, because... I mean, what if I have feelings for you?
What?
I have spent so long trying to feel less, approximately 5 minutes, and I tried to be the kind of man of the society expects of me. And for a moment, I thought that I had succeeded, but these past few weeks have been full of confounding feelings. Feelings of total inability to stop thinking about you. About that kiss. Feelings like dreaming of you when I'm asleep. In fact, I prefer sleep, because that's where I might find you. A feeling that is a torture, but one which I cannot, will not give up on.
Please, do not say things you do not mean.
But I do mean it. It is everything I have wanted to say for you for weeks.
But, Colin, we are friends.
But
Dun, dun, dun,
forgive me.
Mr. Worldwide.
I do not know what I was thinking, but I'd be very much like to be more than
I'd very much. Oh wait, no, that's my
much
line.
more.
That's my line, Colin.
What?
You read my line. I'd very much like to be more than friends. So much more.
Oh shit. Well,
Because I think you accidentally forgot to leave. Colin, you stole my
shit.
line.
I wasn't sure. I was because they didn't have like who said it like line. It didn't have it.
I thought it was Penelope. I'd very much like to be more than friends. So much more.
Oh my gosh, there's so much spit everywhere.
You really gave it your all. I felt it.
Good. Because I felt it, like I've spit out all my entire like can of Diet Pepsi on my laptop now. Right. Well, that's a wrap for this episode, I guess.
Yes. Okay.
I hated every second of it.
It was an episode. I did not have fun, and I know things are just going to get worse.
It does get worse, doesn't it?
It really does. Oh.
I can't wait, because what would we talk about? Like, all I can see in the future is the fact that we might be able to talk about a different TV show.
I know, because once we power through this, we can move on to something else, which will be great, because, I mean, the next season of Bridgerton's not going to be until 2026, so we've got time to kind of cover other stuff.
I think we talked about Marvelous Mrs. Maisel.
Yes, that would be fun. I also
That would be a lot of fun.
Part of me really wants to have you watch War and Peace with me, because there are some costumes in there that I think you'll have the most visceral reaction to, but I feel like that's also just me being self-serving because I love that show.
Yeah. I mean, I was going to suggest Outlander at some point as well, but that is also a commitment.
That's such an undertaking. Yeah.
And also, we should probably wait until all the seasons are out.
Yeah. Kind of just rip through it. But anywho, I think we should go ahead and wrap this up.
Yeah, please, put me out of my misery.
Okay. Thank you for listening to End my suffering.
End it now!
After all, I have now aged throughout the... We'll call back to the joke about being old. I have now reached the end of my life. Talking about this absolute travesty of an episode. I ask you to end my suffering. Pull the plug on me.
Please do. I'm a vegetable at this point.
I can see the lights beckoning. The Grim Reaper holds out his hand in the corner of the room. Thank you for listening to Two Girls, One Corset. Okay. Thank you for listening to Two Girls, One Corset. If you enjoyed our podcast, be sure to subscribe on your favorite podcast platform and leave us a review.
Don't forget to follow us on social media at Two Girls, One Corset Pod for behind-the-scenes looks, updates, and more period drama content.
And be sure to share the podcast with your friends who love all things romance and historical drama.
Until next time, keep your corset tights and your heart open.
Farewell, dear listeners.
Bye.
Take my hand, I'll lead you to salvation.
Oh God, take me out.
Grief at last behind you. What if we watch Les Mis?